No, it has started.
Is it?
Hi everyone. Sorry for that. That's not.
You're so awkward. Like, just like don't mention it. Like you don't have to be like sorry for that. My bad. Like just let it go.
How is everybody? I hope you guys.
It's not live, so they're not gonna answer you. I let you have that chair.
Okay,
Listen,
I hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving. So I just want to introduce our special guest today, Bhuvesh.
Why do you look so big on the?
It's because
the camera.
The camera's right
there.
there.
But look at me, like.
Because you gave me a high chair.
But you just like scaled up. Like not
Ooh.
fat, just big, like proportionally big. Like you look.
Wait,
Bhuvesh.
who? Oh, but I thought you were talking
No,
about
no,
me. I
look.
was like, yeah, because I'm closer.
No, he looks huge.
It's
Like-
because I'm on a high chair
Anyway,
for some reason.
So
You're
Bhuvesh
just really
is
small.
actually a very interesting person.
No, you really are, Bhuvesh. Like I've
Tell
learned a
us
lot
more
of,
about
like,
yourself, just so
words.
like the audience gets to know you.
Hey guys.
Wow. Yeah, no, go. No, there's nothing
Yeah.
wrong with that. Like,
I'm in the same class as Alex and Mariana. I'm from
you
Australia.
have to deal with that.
Yeah, I know, unfortunately.
No, I'm talking about her with the name.
Oh.
I don't mind if he calls me it,
Oh, get the hell out of
but
here.
you say it weird.
Mariana.
That's weird.
Year ago. Keep going.
Jeez, I got this shit, man.
Just keep going.
But yeah. From Australia. That's about as interesting as it gets. Yeah.
It's about as
That's
much
pretty
as anyone wants to
interesting.
know.
I mean, because everyone likes Australia. Because it's just like this place no one knows about, basically. So everyone's like intrigued.
It's like the rejected island of the world.
I don't know. I've always
At the end
been
of the
super
world.
like any kind of like internet personality that's Australian has always been really interesting to me, just because they're so different and like just in general the lifestyle and like the people. It's very
Yeah,
different
like,
and everyone's
it's-
way nicer. And I'm like, oh, I wish, but
It's actually an amazing place.
I want to talk about some of the language differences here. The one that bothers me is that you call cookies biscuits. That gets to me a little bit.
Well, cookies are
But the-
like
I want
cookies are
to, but I want to
like,
explain the
different.
full like we were in what was that? The supermarket. What was it called?
Oh, D'Agostino.
Yeah, that one. We were in that one together, right? And like he was doing shopping, and I was like just there. Why? I was just there. And then there were these birthday cake Oreos, right? And then, so you said that you got them once on your birthday, was it?
Well, I was going to because for some weird reason, I thought that was actually a cake.
Right. Yeah.
Like Oreo. Turns
Yeah.
out.
I mean they have like ice cream cakes.
Yeah.
No. This was like clearly not a cake, though.
Well.
You could feel like the
Yeah. Well, so
the-
then when I felt it, I realized, oh shit, these are biscuits and not
Right.
not
Yeah.
cake.
Right.
And I'm like, shit, I'm not buying this. But
And
yeah.
I was like, what's a biscuit?
Yeah.
Besides like a thing that bread thing. But I find it interesting,
Yeah, I think it's cool.
Yeah, it is. Like especially people who call like
Just making sure it's like even.
It is. I put
Yeah.
it down because it was blocking my face. Apparently you don't
No,
watch
that's
it. I thought you were like, oh, no one wants to hear this kid. I moved away from
No.
him. No one wants to hear this
yeah, well no, like especially like the British people who call chips
Chips
crisps.
and crisps.
kid.
That's like it's fascinating, but it's just different.
Yeah, like there's actually we're reading a story today. Not we. I had to read it because whatever. In class, and it said crisps, and that's how I knew it was British because like they were eating fries, but
British
whatever,
people also, they love
doesn't
putting
matter.
U's in words after the O.
yeah, like color.
Yeah, like color and there's a lot.
Because I think that's how they pronounce it. It's like color.
But that's the actual like thing, because even in Australian English, like
Oh.
English all over the world, that's the spelling. For
Must
some
be
reason,
cool.
American English
So
just
weird and
ignored all of
different.
that.
It must
yeah.
be really cool to like identify British versus Australian because my brain doesn't process it differently. Like it does, but sometimes I'm like,
Well, in terms of written English, there's not much of a difference. It's just the
no,
accent.
but like the spoken,
Yeah.
you can definitely recognize
Yeah,
it
yeah.
there. Exactly, because you're from Australia. But like me, I'm just like, don't know.
There's even a difference between like Australian English and New Zealand English, and that's a very subtle difference. But
I forget that they had like similar accents.
yeah, well, it's similar. They just like have this weird pronunciation in New Zealand, which
Yeah.
is messed up. Well, not messed up, but it's just different.
I wanted to ask, just because I'm curious if I'm like alone on this. It's kind of irrelevant and it's just like a topic I want to touch on for like just a quick second, just like a little minute
Yeah.
of your time. But
Gee, thanks.
do you guys ever like cry or
Now keep going.
that came off
I
weird.
was interested in the
But like
question.
like do you ever look at something stupid and get super nostalgic and it makes you like depressed?
Does it ever?
Because
It never drives me to tears.
I think
but
I'm
yeah.
getting really depressed just because like it's happened in the past month that I look at something that has no meaning,
Mhm.
but then I give it meaning and I'm like, fuck, and I start crying.
You know what's been happening to me a lot?
Like, okay,
Is
so I've had my new 3DS for a year.
Yeah.
And that was my senior year that I got it. And I was playing with it, and then I started crying. I was like, oh, I've been through so much with it. And I was, like, I played with it during times that I was with my friends, and, like, I missed senior year, blah, blah, blah. And then I saw my Game Boy, and then I also started crying, because I was like, dude, my hands will never be that small, like, when I played with my Game Boy.
Well,
It got to the point where, like, I woke up today and I was like, God, I'm fucking ridiculous. Like, why did I cry about that? But, like, I don't know.
sometimes
I get really emotional.
I get
over these
really
things.
yeah, like I don't cry necessarily, but like I will think like I wish I could like the one thing I'll tell you this happens the most to me with like several times is whenever I go home on my wall, I framed the ticket that I printed out for the Walking Dead premiere that I went to for season 6, and I went with my mom. And the reason that that's important is because that's what got her into the show, and now we like love that show together, and it's like our thing. So without that day, that wouldn't have happened. So it's a very like special day.
Right.
And it was also just a fun experience. Whenever I look at that, and like even on Facebook, it gave me like the notification, like it says like this happened 2 years ago, and it creates a memory for you.
I think
Yeah.
that
for
is
that.
nostalgic, but
So
I guess
yeah, I always get like.
But I
depressed
also
over
get
that.
nostalgic over actual sentimental things. Like I keep a lot of old movie tickets and like just things in general that
Yeah.
remind me of like.
no, I do
situations.
that too. But like there was this one time where in Australia we had a tree in our backyard, and like they cut off we cut off that tree, like we got that tree removed,
Mhm.
and so there was just bark of that tree left behind, and so for some reason I collected that bark, just because like the sentiment with that tree, and like I guess stuff like that happens where you get so attached to things, but for some reason I can't cry about it.
Well, you
No,
just.
I get really, really into like I think about it in like a way where I'm like I have the memories, I can relive it in my brain, but I'll
Yeah.
never be able to like
Yeah.
touch the same things
Yeah.
and like feel the same things and,
Yeah.
and talk to certain people the same way because we don't talk anymore, and it's just like everything's different and it changes so quickly, and like that concept to me is, I guess it's just so weird and like unknown that I can't process it. And I go on like r/depression. Do you like Reddit? Do you know what
No.
Reddit is? Reddit is like a website.
Oh, I know what Reddit is.
Oh, okay, yeah. So there's like a subreddit for depression, and I'm not depressed. At least I mean I don't feel depressed, but sometimes I browse it just to like help people because I genuinely like I'm kind of picky on like what people complain about and stuff. But if people seek out help, I feel like I want to help them.
Yeah.
Especially because a lot of my friends are depressed and stuff. So I was just looking at it, and I always tell myself, and I tell my friends, I'm like, it's been like a year and a half since I've been at home. I've lived with like at home, but it doesn't feel like home. It feels boring, but it's weird.
Mhm.
So I thought it was like just this random thing. I was like, whatever, I'll just ignore it. But then someone on the fucking depression subreddit was like, oh, home doesn't feel like home to me. Nothing feels like home. And I'm like, God, am I depressed? Like,
No,
what's
let me
going
just jump
on?
in. Like, I had this thought the other day, not that I was depressed, but like, you know how whenever like I'm talking or anybody is talking, right, and then like you just say like, yeah, like how's life? It's like, yeah, pretty depressing. And they're like, nah, but I'm not actually depressed. It's like, but why not though? It's like, what about your life though, like, is telling you that you're not depressed.
Well, I
You know?
I try to look on the bright side. Like, I'm in college. I'm not failing any classes, stressing
Right.
about money. Because, like, yeah, I'm
Well,
broke, but I
well.
don't have to pay back my debt yet.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
So,
no.
technically, I'm okay. I'm doing fine. I just, like, I think, honestly, it's just, like, stupid shit holding me back. Like, people that I'm not friends with anymore. And, like, I don't know. Just, like, things that I never got to do at a certain age. Or just dumb crap. And it gets me down, and I'm like, God, I wish, like, I could just move on and live my life. And the whole, like, feeling at home thing, I don't know what that has to do with it, because I lived in the same apartment for 3 years, and I felt at home for the majority of it. But then the last year, I didn't feel at home, and I was like, that's, like, what changed? I don't get it.
Well, you moved, didn't you?
Here, but I'm
Right.
talking about senior
Oh,
year,
like when
I was
you.
still living
Okay.
in the same apartment, and I don't know.
Yeah, I don't really like. Whenever I go home, it's like this feeling of like I'm home, and it's like it's
Yeah,
almost like a
it's
feeling
that
of I don't
feeling-
want to go back
You know
because
what?
I'm meant to
Okay,
be here.
so
Then I go back and I'm
I
happy.
get it, like, and
Yeah.
then my friend Rebecca,
Yeah.
she's at Cornell, and Cornell's upstate, and I've never been. I actually did go to like a lot of Ivy League campuses, not because I wanted to apply,
Yeah.
just because like they're nice.
Yeah.
And I'd never gone to Cornell, so I was really impressed, and it's huge, and it's really pretty, and it has trees, and like you can use classrooms to study, which I think you can do here too. Like you could just like go into an empty classroom and like study. That's the thing. And over there, everything's like so old and like quiet, and because it's really separated from the city, so it's just like upstate. And I got this weird feeling of home in her dorm room because it was like homey. And then my friends were there, and we ate shitty food, but it was still like a family meal. And I don't know, I guess that's what I'm missing, but it's just weird.
So you're missing like togetherness?
But I don't, because I have my mom, but like I feel like I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's like I don't know. I don't know. And I don't think like I don't get sad often. I'm actually like probably really, really happy all the time. I only get really sad over dumb shit, like what I just said. Like I look at something stupid and I'm like, oh.
I've been getting really sad at movies lately.
But Coco was an amazing movie.
No, I was holding it back.
Like
a
I'm
man.
trying to think. What's something like if like 6 months from now I look at the Halloween party, like the bowling card they gave us, I'm gonna start crying.
No, I kept that
For no reason. I'm gonna be like,
before
God,
you said
no.
like that you keep like movie tickets and stuff.
Yeah.
I've just started doing that since I got to college. Every time that
I have a little box for it.
Yeah. I should get some because like I just keep it in like
There's
the
a
little
lot
back
of things
closet
that I
we have.
shouldn't keep because they're definitely like they're bad because it's like people who I know. I mean, they were just bad to me.
Yeah.
But I still keep like the good memories, and I think that's important. But it does hurt me to look at it.
No,
So I
have
don't
one
know
of
if that's
those.
healthy.
I have something from someone that was like bad.
Yeah, no, I have
Yeah.
something. I have a lot of things from this one guy who's like really not the greatest person, and he gave me like a Pokemon game, and I think I have one of his shirts because like we would sleep over his house all the time, all my friends. So I have that, and like I always wanted to give it to him the last day of high school and be like, hey, I don't care if you don't want to be friends with me, but let's be on good terms. But I told my friends, and they were like, no, that's stupid, you're in the right, don't apologize. But even now, I still think like I just want things to feel like there's no animosity at all.
Yeah.
Because I feel like there's just like this unspoken, like even if he's 1,500 miles from me, I don't care. I still feel like there's hatred.
Mm-hmm.
And I just don't want to feel that. Because I don't hate him, but he hates me.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess certain times things, if they can't get fixed, then they just end. Like there's that
I
saying,
would
like,
hope that's true, but like I stopped being friends with him in my junior year, and now I'm in my freshman year in college. So it's like, when the fuck am I gonna stop feeling this? Because like,
I mean, well, you gotta think like, is he over it by now? Probably, right?
I don't think so actually,
No?
because his friends are like one of my friends' old friend. it's
Do
weird.
you have
like,
a friend that's still friends with him, kind of? Is that what you're trying to say?
No, but like his best friends right now
Mhm.
are people who I still have on social media, and they contact me a lot to tell me like, oh, you want to join our group chat? They tease me about the fact that he talks about me because I know they have a group chat they named after me, and they don't talk shit. They just kind of like make fun of me, and they make fun of him for liking me.
Yeah.
And I don't really care because it's
So
like
he likes you?
Yeah, I thought you
he
said
liked
hated
me,
you.
and then his best friend, my boyfriend, liked me, and I didn't like him, but like I wanted to be happy, and
That's
I
such
didn't
a
do it to
stupid
insult
reason.
him.
Is that why
Yeah.
he doesn't like you though?
Yeah,
Like,
no,
that's such a,
no.
like,
No, it
no?
wasn't even that. Okay,
Okay,
so
okay.
basically, Oscar, him, and I were best friends so much that our friend group got really angry at us because me and them two were like the three musketeers because we would just hang out by ourselves and just like, you know, do stupid shit. And I don't know, I just really liked Oscar, and Oscar liked me, and then Anonymous liked me too. And then I just kind of like I just didn't like him back, but that didn't mean I didn't like him as a friend. Like I
Right.
still cried because that friendship was so important to me.
Mhm.
And he kind of just threw it out because I guess all I meant to him was like a piece of fucking ass. I don't know what our friendship meant to him, but
Mhm.
clearly it wasn't enough to like.
I mean, do you think maybe I don't know the guy? I've
I apologized to him multiple times in person. It was
But,
like,
like,
I
no,
think we
like-
should stop. But then it got to a point where he blocked me off Spotify. Like that's a little extreme. Don't
I
you
didn't know
think?
you could add people on Spotify.
Exactly. So why are you blocking him then? And then
Like, if
That's
you
to
had
make
to
a
block someone,
statement
why
that-
Spotify?
Yeah, it doesn't-
I don't know. And then he just
Just
got
block
really
you on
angry,
MySpace.
and he told a lot of people that I was a liar. He just like spread fake news.
Yeah, alternative
And and I was really angry for a long period of time, but then I got over it. I was like, I get it, you're angry, whatever. I don't hate you though. And then I'm sure he knows that. And then recently he actually told Oscar, he contacted Oscar after not talking to us for like 2 years, and he was like, hey, I'm not mad at you anymore, but we're pretty sure he was drunk. So I don't know where that ends.
What I was gonna say before is like, if he got mad at you after that, do you think it's possible like he was friends with you and then all along he was like, you know, hoping for something more, and then when you didn't get it, he was like, this is useless, and throwing it away?
That's what I thought, which really hurt me more
Yeah, I
than
mean that's
him
a
just
terrible
having.
thing to do.
Because
honestly.
I get him not being friends with Oscar anymore, despite them having been friends since like elementary school.
Yeah.
Because okay, you broke the bro code, whatever. But
That's not. I hate
What?
that so much.
it's just like stupid. It's all stupid, and I wish people weren't so sensitive. I don't know.
I hate the bro code. It's just a stupid
I don't
thing.
really believe in all that,
Such a
but I
stupid
respect it if someone. Obviously, I'm not gonna date like my best friend's ex-boyfriend. But if there were never any, like if I never dated either of them,
Right.
I'm not just gonna be like, no guys, like only friend. I don't
It's
know.
not like you can like put a reservation on someone. Like, hey, this is mine. One day I'm
Like
gonna
calling
get this.
dibs, yeah.
Yeah.
Because you have to think about what that person is feeling.
Yeah. Like it's I don't know. I've always
Also,
found that to be stupid.
I never gave him a reason to like me. I never made any advances. I was
Well, yeah, sometimes
friend.
even if you think you're not doing something, maybe he just misinterpreted a lot of things, and maybe
But
he was just
I
really hurt
actually,
by the
like-
fact that that, as you said, the bro code was broken. So maybe
but he
that
never
just
made it a thing. Like he never told Oscar like you can't date the girl I like. He was angry because he asked Oscar. He was like, "Oh, do you like her?" And Oscar was like, "No." But it was before he liked me, and he assumed that Oscar was lying. But really, it's just that like this whole thing, and then Oscar's parents told his mom that he was depressed because he was depressed while he was our friend, and he was like contemplating suicide at some point. And Oscar got concerned, so he told his parents, and he thinks that we told his mom to get back at him, but we didn't say anything. It was Oscar's parents looking out for him because they saw him one day, like because he rode his bike to and from his house, which is like an hour bike ride. So they saw him on the street. They were like, "Hey, are you okay?" And this was after we stopped being friends, and they saw that he was looking really down, and yeah, so they told his mom, obviously, because they're like, "This kid is clearly going through something." And then his mom thinks that we hate him and that we were horrible people to him, and that we like made him look like a psychopath and like told everyone at school that he was having mental issues or something. I don't know. I know that a lot of hatred is there. Don't know if it's still there. I'm pretty sure he doesn't hate us anymore, but like he still has that like pain.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
A lot of those situations are just like problems with
I know-
like pre-existing problems that those
I
people
really-
have.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
it is sad. It is.
Yeah.
I thought I'd get over it. Like, I really did think I was, because I have had friends that I'm like, oh, I'm gonna stop being your friend, and like after that, we're both fine.
Mhm.
We don't really miss each other, but I don't know what it was. I think it was like how it ended
Mhm.
so badly that I just never got over it.
Yeah.
I'm sure I will someday, but
It's natural that you don't, you know.
Oh, life sucks and it's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so.
That's the thing is we never focus on the that's okay part of the show. Like it's always just
no,
like
it is okay because I'm having a good time. Like I'm making new friends and I'm having fun. I'm living my life.
Oh,
It's
that's what
just in the
matters,
back
yeah.
of my head,
Mm.
and
and I have
that's
certain
okay.
things like that. But honestly, nothing too severe.
Are you having any problems you'd like to talk about?
Well, I was, like, when I initially came here, like, I didn't know anyone. I'm not a very social person, so it was just,
Neither are we.
Yeah,
No.
I feel that.
and so it wasn't, I just found myself sitting in my room, like, say between classes or like after classes or whatnot.
I would like go to Starbucks by myself and sit for hours. So
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
awful.
Finish your thought, then I got something to
Yeah,
say.
and so I was just like that, like loneliness got to me at a point, but now I guess well, with both of you and I've met a couple of other people too, and so I guess like now the situation's much better than what it was say just a month ago.
No, it's hard, especially in New York, because the dorms aren't as like college-y
Yeah.
as you'd expect, which I realized when I went to Cornell, because even though it's an Ivy League, it's still like a college. It's a university, so everyone's like really like rowdy, and they like always keep the dorm open like for people to walk by and like come in, and they're very social, and it's just a different atmosphere. I think that's why I felt at home. I was like, I feel accepted here even though I don't go here. But when I go to the dorms here, it's all very quiet and like
Yeah.
it
It's
feels
not-
weird.
It seems
not
like a
social.
hotel.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It feels, and like no one says hi to each other, and it's
Yeah.
like when I went to Cornell, like this guy, a stranger was like, hey, there's like free food, this and this, and they just all say hi to each other. I don't know, it's like very different, and I think it's not the dorms, I think it's the city, because everyone here is really just like you only care about yourself, and you have to because everyone's really tough, but it's hard to like actually make trustworthy friends and stuff, so
Yeah, it is.
understandable.
No, what I was gonna say is, you said between classes, right? You'd always just go to Starbucks. I remember we went to the museum, right? Remember that big group? It was me, you, Kayla, Trisha, some other people. And then after it was just me, you, and Gabe, right? And then you and Gabe are really the only two out of that whole group that I still talk to.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember, so after that, then I messaged you on Facebook, and I was like, hey, did you did you meet people today? Like, did it help you at all? And then you're like, yeah. And then we were in the same block. And it was a weird thing because every time we were in class, I wouldn't know, because we didn't really socialize in person yet, so I never knew how to start a conversation.
So then you'd only contact me after class.
Right, yes.
And you'd be like, so what are you doing? And I'm like, why didn't he ask me during class?
No, yeah, it was a weird thing. We would never talk in class, and then I'd get out of class, and then we would just talk on
I
Facebook
wanted to,
Messenger.
but you just you didn't seem
I
like
give
you
off
wanted
a-
to be approached. You're very not approachable at all.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm not gonna say anything.
But it was always this weird thing. I don't know when that changed. I really don't remember. But yeah. So apparently you thought it was weird too. I always thought it was weird. And yeah.
Yeah, I get that.
I just remember telling my friend one day, I was like, I don't know, I was like, I he was like, did you meet any friends? I was like,
I'm not
I was like,
sure.
I don't know. I was like, does it count when you only talk on Facebook Messenger and never make eye contact in person? Like,
The only,
does that
actually,
count?
the only like social interaction we had is that like if Eric said something stupid, we'd both laugh and be
Yeah,
like,
we
and
both
we'd
laugh,
like whisper stupid shit like
Yeah.
comments, but it wouldn't be like a conversation. It'd just
Well,
be
you,
like,
you
what
came
the fuck,
into
like that.
Eric's class the first day, and we didn't have desks. And the first thing I said was,
we still don't have desks.
the first thing I said was, I hope we don't have to write anything because we don't have desks. And you were just like, yeah. And I was like, all right.
Oh,
Now what?
that was probably because I was like out of breath because I didn't know we had an elevator till the
Maybe.
third week.
Yeah, but looking back, that makes sense. The way that you were
I was like,
acting. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you sat down, you're like, yeah. And then
Yeah,
after
like-
that, we didn't say anything.
I remember in Eric's class, I think I met Alex very accidentally because I was working on my first project and I needed help filming it, and I asked this guy, and he was like, yeah, I'll be a part of
Who'd you
it. Jared.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then he's like, yeah, I'll be a part of it. And then the night before, he's like, oh, I just realized I have to go upstate, so I can't come. And then I was like, fuck, because I didn't know many people, and then so somehow you were on Facebook, and I knew
Yeah.
you were in my
Well,
class.
we
so I
had
got to
talked
you.
before that, like once before then.
Yeah.
Like, there was a reason that you asked me, and I can't
Yeah.
remember why. Like,
Yeah,
I can't
me
remember
neither.
what it was, but it doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
But with you, Mariana, it was like we were in class setting up the equipment, and like I was trying to be social for like, that one time in my life
I
when I was
thought you
trying to
were
be
such.
social.
I thought you were such an asshole because I was like the
Oh,
only.
wow.
Because the only thing you said to me while we were you were like, you look so like dead, and I was like, what the fuck does that
Well,
mean?
because you were
I
still-
literally thought you were like insulting my appearance. I was like,
You look
No,
bad today,
I-
man.
I was
Like-
concerned
like I
with
was.
like the lack of.
But-
No,
Yeah.
that was see. I'm kind of weird, yeah. So that was
Yeah.
my.
I was
That
no,
was
I
my.
told you.
That
I
was
was
me
like,
expressing my concern
I,
for.
no,
Like,
I didn't even talk to Alex that much. I was like, Alex, that Bavesh kid fucking insulted me. And
I think, yeah.
No, I
got
was
so offended.
genuinely
I
being
was like-
concerned.
No, but after that,
Yeah.
I kind of just forgot about it until now. Actually.
Yeah, me too.
And now you're like, oh, that was
I
him.
didn't even know that I insulted you. I was like,
No, I was
Legit
just
trying
like,
to be
I was
kind.
just kind of there, like, okay.
I'm sure, like, if I like said that to if I walked up to one of you now and was like, wow, are you good? Like, damn, like,
But
it
you
would be
say
more.
it in a way where you know you're being like.
Exactly, but if we
But
were
like
friends,
Bavesh
it
looked
wouldn't be
really
taken that
serious and like really like he
Oh.
didn't make like
Oh.
he didn't even smile. He was just like, "You look really dead," and I was like, "Oh,
way.
okay."
You need help.
Like before even saying like "nice to meet you," you're canceled. Go home. Like you just no,
oh, I'm sorry.
no, it's fine.
Honestly, though, I wonder sometimes. I don't. Obviously, if we weren't friends, like that didn't have anything with becoming friends with you, right? We'd probably
Yeah.
still become friends.
Yeah.
But if I didn't become friends with you, if I didn't go to the museum, we wouldn't have become friends, most likely. And then I'm wondering what friend group, because I didn't become friends with you until pretty recently, actually.
Yeah.
What friend group would I have fallen under? Would
There
I
is no
like,
friend group. This school has
like,
like.
what would I? How would I be right?
I don't think
like, I'm
anyone
lucky.
else in the class actually talks to each other.
No, I
Besides
think
maybe like Nan and Julie talk
I
to
think
each other. And like I don't
Isaac
think,
and Talia seem to be friends.
Yeah.
No,
They
they
seem to
do.
talk.
They do.
Like,
But like
I don't
I
even
mean
know
like
where Maya went.
now,
Maya-
where is
she-
she? She hasn't been
she
in class. She
disappeared.
wasn't in class
I
today.
heard something
yesterday.
about like that she has stuff to deal with at home or something. That like it's not like she's just. It's not like she's
Well,
just not coming.
if she's
It's like,
watching, I hope you're doing very well.
Yeah.
Obviously you're not, but like just in case.
Your life sucks. Just want to remind you.
And that's okay.
No, but literally the teachers here don't give a shit. I was so nervous about missing class this week, and then I just hear that like I told the teacher that I missed like 2 classes in a row for. I was like, oh yeah, I didn't read. She's like, oh it's okay. Just read it in class. And she went
Yeah.
across the street to print me what I missed, and she's like, here, just like take your time. And I
She
was
sounds
like,
really nice.
I was like, what the hell? I was just like tripped out because in high school that would not be allowed. My teacher
I
would
know.
just be like,
High school is
you're
far
failing. And
High school is like, we're gonna prepare you for college where you can only use pen and write in cursive. Remember when they told you that in like elementary school?
Yeah,
Oh, once
I
you get to
forgot
6th grade,
cursive.
man, only cursive and pen. I haven't written in cursive once besides my signature. That's just a scribble. And I always use pen, but I could use pencil if I wanted.
Right.
So it's such a lie.
No,
It's
everyone,
all a lie.
I think everyone here just literally doesn't care. And then my teacher was also
I
like,
don't know.
yeah, you guys have to read at least one tragedy in college because, like, otherwise, what are you doing? And I was like, I read all the tragedies in high school and middle school, like, and people in the class don't know half of them. No, they
Yeah.
don't know one of them. And I'm just like, what high school did these people go to?
Yeah, I mean,
Like,
I
they
read a lot.
really went hard on me in high school. They were like, you have to read Oedipus, Antigone, Othello, fucking all the Shakespeare
Yeah.
shit. I don't know. I know too much that I didn't
Yeah,
want to know
they're
in the
really
first place.
big on, like, at my
And,
school
like-
too, on Shakespeare.
And like The Crucible and just like
Yeah.
a lot of classics. And then she mentions them in class, and everyone's like, "Oh, I've never heard of that." And I'm just like, "How have you never? Like, did you go to high school?"
Like, yeah, I don't know.
At my high school, we only read Merchant of Venice and Macbeth.
I mean, that's
I
also
never
not
read Back-
in
well,
America,
that's
though. So I wonder if
probably-
that's,
you know,
a
Yeah, no,
difference.
that's probably why you actually enjoy reading. I think a large part of why people enjoy reading is because you have your choice and you look at what interests you and you get to read it. While here, you're forced to read classics, which in some cases is like a good thing.
Well,
but
so are we. And like, I think out of my entire class, like, I was among the only people who liked it because
Yeah.
it just went with my taste.
I like reading, and I really I remember junior year I could choose what book I could read out of like a list, and there was one I really wanted to read, the Kurt Vonnegut one, the Slaughterhouse-Five,
Mhm.
because I heard it was a really good book, and I bought it. I was super hyped, and I was like, woo! But then the teacher like assigned us a certain day to do it, and like certain chapters to read per week, and it's just that. It's kind of like going to film history, where like
Mm.
I'm not gonna lie. I don't like watching movies. It stresses me out. But I'd much rather willingly watch a movie if I'm like laying down or like just bored than I
Yeah.
would if someone's like forcing me to.
When you have to do something for
Yeah.
class, it automatically
When I
makes
have
it
to do
less
something in
enjoyable.
general, like if no one tells me to do my laundry, I'll do it. If someone tells me to do it,
Yeah.
I have to buy new clothes because I'm never doing it. Like,
To be like, that's part of the reason, I'm just gonna say it, that I that I take Eric's assignments the way that I take them, which is more like, for the first one it was an MOS film, no sound. Okay, so I'll follow that, right? I won't just completely disregard it. But I'm also just kind of gonna do whatever I want with it, and I'm not gonna follow his exact rules, because if I do that, I'm not gonna like making it. And for me, I have to like making a film, or it's not gonna be good. So
Yeah.
I just don't follow his instructions on purpose, not because, hey, I hate you, Eric. It's like not against him. It's like because I need to like this, and if I don't like the assignment, then I'm gonna change it
Right.
because I need to care in order to do good. So
No, yeah, I get
yeah,
it.
Yeah, but like
that's why I do
even
that.
with me, with Eric's first MOS film that he was talking about,
Mm.
I literally just was blank with that, and like I
Yeah.
conceived my entire film in like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And then I shot it, and I thought it was gonna be 5 minutes long.
And it was.
And once
It was
once I
52 seconds.
once I finished editing, it was 52 seconds.
Honestly, like, how did you think that'd be 5 minutes?
No, that
though?
already happened to me with the chase scene. It's only like 2
Yeah.
minutes.
I mean, like, but that's another. It's
I
like
don't know what he's gonna say. I don't care.
Yeah.
Because
Right.
I'm not doing anything
There.
else.
Well, I thought
Yeah.
he was actually
Because-
pretty cool about that.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think he cares that much. They're
No.
just kind of there, so some people follow him. But like, I think I just like I like having rules because it makes me think about what would I do if I did this. But
Mhm.
when it comes to like chasing, which is usually like correlated to like action, I'm just like,
Yeah.
that's not what I want to do. Why would I do that?
Yeah.
And it just, I mean, I could go the route that's like, oh, you could make it about like chasing this or like make it funny. I don't know, like get creative with it.
Mhm.
Or you could go with like the cliche route. And I just like, it's a little too much for like I'm not ready. So I BS'd it, and it's probably the shittiest film I'll ever make.
I mean, like, I was there, right? Like, it
Yeah.
didn't look that bad. I didn't see it cut
So-
together, but like,
Yeah.
if I was like, yo, like, listen, I want
No,
you to be
it's not
good.
bad. It
I would've
just
said something.
doesn't make any sense watching it. I was like,
I mean, but it's like
wow.
it's comedic. It's
Yeah,
sometimes
I
that's a
guess.
good thing. It's like it's almost like you have an excuse for that when it's comedy.
That's why I like comedy, because I know no matter how bad I do, I'll be like, oh, it's funny because it's bad. I
Yeah.
did that on purpose.
Oh no! Yeah, that's the point. Yeah, and then like it's okay.
Exactly.
Did you guys like the first two films we did? The first two
Like,
projects we had.
The ones that we made, or like
yeah, the ones that we made.
I'll be honest. I was only proud of my MOS after I presented it, because people like reacted positively to it.
Mhm.
But I wasn't very like proud of it in general. I did put a lot of thought into it. I did like take an entire day to film it and stuff. So I was proud of my effort, not so much of like the end product. But I think that had more to do with the fact that I was the face of it than it did with like the content.
I always think if I had an actual actor doing this, how much better it would be.
Exactly. But it's not that the story itself is bad. It's just like seeing yourself distracts you from the entire story.
Yeah, because you're judging.
So like while people were watching it and they're like, oh, that was good, and I was just like, was it though? Because I can't really tell. So I don't know if people are just like talking out of their ass or they actually thought it was good.
Well, looking at your MOS film, I was genuinely impressed, and I was like, fuck.
Shit. Well, you're not gonna be impressed with my chase film. It's like you're good.
But no, listen.
No, it's
the three of us.
The color's off.
But but it's night. It gives it a cool
I think
effect.
the only thing that was really good was the framing, because your camera was really easy to hold. So I could frame it really well.
That's why I just use it for everything, because I know how to use it.
That's the only thing that I'm proud of with this film. Yeah. Besides that, everything's garbage. So please ignore it. Please just disregard it. Don't show up to class.
You haven't seen my film.
Just stop.
I made my fucking film without an ending.
Mine does ours even have, like, it's not, it has an ending, but it's like, we never filmed a good one. I had to put the one with you laughing, because that's like the best I
No, what did you do?
No,
I hate
not the
it
one
now.
with
Now
you laughing. It's the one with you like smiling creepily.
No, stop! No, you can't use that. No, that's not okay. No.
Yeah.
Wait, why? What? You never filmed a good one?
I don't think so.
We did.
And also,
look back at the footage.
I never found Yoli like walking to me in a good one. I think I just gave up on that because I had to cut it up until like it was bad.
We did give up.
I watched all of them, and do you know how many times you had to walk down those stairs?
Yes.
It was like 20 some. I was like.
It was like 6 or 7.
Yeah, no, but I was just watching it and I was like, dude, we laughed. It was bad. It was
fun.
It was fun.
Well, you haven't seen my chase film yet.
I'm excited to watch it.
It was the most boring film.
I helped you with like a part of it, right? But you did a lot without me too, right?
Yeah, but like what happened with me was that I had a script, I had an entire idea and everything, and then when we were shooting it originally, so we'd been shooting like 10 hours that day, yeah.
Yeah.
And so we'd exhausted one of the batteries.
Oh fuck.
We had like just like 10% or something left on the other battery, and we end up at Brooklyn Bridge. It's a long sequence, so we're like, okay, we're running out of battery, we'll do this in one take. And so we rehearse the entire take like about 3 times, and then we like line up to do it, and like the DOP is like, the camera died. And so like,
you should have just used your phone.
So then that's what we tried. We tried to get to the iPhone.
Was the change of quality
iPhone was
too
dead.
much? Oh.
The DOP's iPhone was dead.
Dude.
We took the actor's iPhone, and her iPhone had like 16% or something, and we set the iPhone up, and once we're done setting it up,
it ran out.
It dies. So we could not shoot that thing because everything died.
That's
and then the DOP was like flying out that day because she's from Toronto, so she went back. My actor, she was from like somewhere in Jersey, so she went back. And so I was just there and like, shit, I have to get an ending. And so I call Alex, and then we shoot an entire like the chasing part of the chase sequence. We get that, but we don't have the climax, we don't have the ending. And so I basically, sitting in the editing studio, I literally just made a compilation of moments. It just didn't have a story to it.
Oh, that's fine. I get.
I mean,
I
like,
get that so
the-
hard. Like I
Yeah.
but I get it when I'm just writing it. Even then, I'm like, I don't have a good ending, so I like BS it.
The whole point of being here, in my opinion, isn't to
Guys,
make films. It's
I'm
to make.
gonna-
It's literally to make mistakes.
I'm gonna interrupt just
Yeah.
for. I'm gonna.
You don't get to pee. Well,
Yeah.
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 Okay.
The microphone.
Yeah,
Well, you have this one. It's gonna be no. It's yours.
feels cool, man.
No, that's gonna
Yeah,
cause
it does
audio
feel cool to
problems.
hold,
I
so
guarantee
don't get used to it.
it. I guarantee something bad is gonna happen.
I'll be right back.
You don't need to be. We're okay.
Yeah. Well, you know, well, getting back to the film stuff, I am looking forward to my coming film.
I'm looking so forward to Sunday.
Yeah.
I can't wait. I mean, you were there for auditions.
Yeah.
And that alone was so exciting
Mhm.
to see somebody actually care and be like, I want to be this guy that you created. It's an amazing thing.
Yeah.
And to then, I just like to have them all in a room together, like reading the, like, oh my god, it was awesome. So I just can't wait for Sunday.
Like with my film, I'm like, my script, I'm really like happy with my script.
Right.
I have 2 characters. I'm really happy with the casting of one of the characters.
Mhm.
I haven't finished casting the other one yet.
Yeah.
And I have a good DOP, a good sound guy. I just like need a boom operator.
Yeah.
And you know, it just depends on that like second guy's casting now.
Mhm.
And I'm having so much difficulty trying to match the actors together. Like shit. But yeah, hey, let's see how it goes.
it really is like if I ever had any doubts about filmmaking, they're gone now. Like being here did one thing for me, and it made me realize like just how exciting this is to do.
Yeah.
Even when you don't know who you're gonna cast or whatever, it's exciting. It's just a fun thing, and like I seriously love it. Because when I was at my old college, Champlain, I was there they had filmmaking, but I was there for game design, like making like video games and stuff.
Oh, you're a transfer?
Yeah.
Oh.
So I'm still a freshman though. But I was there for game design, and I went in honestly pretty sure that I was gonna like it, but looking back, I was never sure. Here's the thing: I confused liking something with I want to do this for a career. I went in because I did a summer program it was a 2-week program where like you kind of you made like a game, right? Like you kind of got your feet wet and like got introduced to it, and I was like, yeah, like this is like I like it, and so I went there, and then I realized first of all this career isn't meaningful enough, and which is actually why I was about to go do psychology, but then I didn't, but. And then the other thing is I was just like, I don't like it. Like, it's just not, I'm not having fun. Like, I'm feeling like this is like a job right now. And so I was like, I gotta leave. Actually, originally I was gonna stay there but transfer to their screenwriting program. But then I was like, other stuff happened with the people there and I had to leave, and I came here and everything is cool now. But game design was never something that I was like, yes, I want to do this. Here, like, I'm not having any doubts like that, so,
I had the same experience.
Sorry.
About that. I was
Oh my god.
Dude, that was the best, like, 7 seconds to watch.
I'm so sorry that I dropped your phone.
Oh, it was his phone? That makes it better.
Oh god.
So for the people who are just confused about why people are laughing here,
No, they definitely saw that. I just.
First she, like, bumps into, oh, sorry. Then she just turned to she's like, ow. And then she drops her phone, like, all in, like, 5 seconds.
Oh god, that hurt a lot.
Just watching that sequence of events, like, go down.
Life sucks and it's okay, guys.
You're the only one on this show to actually make the title relevant.
Yeah, that was.
What were you saying?
I was saying, I want to go to the UK. I didn't want to come to the US. I kind of
You
made
don't
a
wanna be
pact
here.
with myself, like I never want to go to America.
Yeah.
Like,
well, you're here now.
yeah, and
Have fun.
well, so I wanted to go to the UK, and you're only allowed to apply 5 places in the UK.
Yeah.
So, for some smart reason, I used all my 5 choices to do economics.
Yeah.
Because I thought economics was like my backup option, but I'm like, I'll do economics first,
Right.
and then I'll do film.
Yeah.
And then I'll make a career in film.
Yeah.
And so like, as a last minute decision, I was like, nah, fuck it. I'm not doing economics.
Right.
I'm gonna do film.
Mhm.
And so there were no good only one good film school in Australia, and even after that, I'd have to move somewhere. I couldn't do UK. I am originally Indian, so I thought about film school in India. They only take film schools in India only do postgrad. They don't do undergrad. Same with the UK, and so I didn't have an option but to come to the US.
Oh.
And then I only applied to 2 places in the US, University of Southern California and SVA. University of Southern California didn't accept me, so I didn't have an option but to come to
So
SVA.
this is
either.
just like your last resort right
Yeah.
now. This is like, I'd rather be anywhere else.
No, but
literally.
having said that, I am really enjoying being here, and I am like certain to myself that I made the right decision by choosing film as a career.
Yeah.
And like just the stuff that we're doing and stuff.
That's the thing, is like I was hesitant to transfer, not even schools, but just out of game design. I was like, I don't know, like I've already started this. It's like, but then I realized, I was like, no, you know what? Like the rest of my life is dependent on this decision right now. I'm not not doing this, and then I'm so happy I switched.
It's
Best decision ever.
It's a much easier major to like work for yourself.
Yeah.
Even if it's like making garbage Facebook videos, or it's like
SoFlo and Tony.
yeah, or working for like a social media company. Like you could easily work for like BuzzFeed or something.
And there's
if you make a good enough application. Like
Yeah.
for me, what I want to do is I really want to do the MBC program,
Mhm.
because I think you have to be like a junior for it. But like when the time comes, hopefully I'll have like a good enough portfolio to where they hire me to be an intern. Because that's like where you get a start, because you get people knowing you, networking. It's like what it's about. And
Yeah.
without having peers to network with,
Mhm.
I don't think I could do that without a degree. Like the degree to me is nothing. Like the paper is garbage. It doesn't mean anything really, because film school is like, I mean, we're learning
The
things.
degree doesn't do anything for you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They don't
But
care
just
about that.
having it is like an entrance to get you opportunities that like.
Well, like the only reason I would actually want to finish a degree in film
Mhm.
is so that once you're done, and like say you don't get anywhere in life,
Yeah.
you can come back and become like a teacher.
Yeah, that's true.
You can teach film
Yeah.
if you can't make a career like out of it.
Or if you, or like you can do both. Like
Yeah.
like a lot of the teachers, every teacher here pretty much is.
Mm.
Yeah, they're all making things, and they have something to like for budget, you know,
Yeah.
like it's better doing that than like starving.
Like I said, I'd never be
Also,
a teacher,
they don't
but
teach
just
that many classes. Like
I
it's
w-
probably
I wouldn't like
2
I wouldn't
They're all
completely
part-time.
mind
Yeah,
teaching
exactly.
film if my life ever came to that. Like to teach film is like I'll say I'll never be a teacher. Yeah, for history or science or math. But if I had to teach a film class ever, like I wouldn't really be against that. Like I think that'd be kind of fun.
Yeah.
I'd probably be like really shitty at it.
I just like I'm not listen. I'm just like generally
I'd probably
speaking.
get made fun of. All the students would be like, "Oh, this bitch, she's so stupid."
Just
and
generally
clumsy."
speaking, though, in general terms, like hypothetical type of stuff here. It's like, well, there's some teachers that I have. Well, there's like a teacher that I have, right? That like it's almost like made me think to myself like, I need to become a teacher one day to teach this, only because of how bad this experience is. I need to make it up for myself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like I want to do it right.
Mhm.
I want to be the guy who's in a room teaching kids, who says, "Listen, like I'm gonna give you all this advice, but at the end of the day, you do whatever you want. Like you make your own film, right? Like as long as you're making something, use me as guidance. If you need to ask a question, ask a question. I'll help you with whatever you need to, and I'll show you the basics." But I'm not there. Film teachers shouldn't they're not here to tell us what to do, or they shouldn't. Most of them are not, except for like one guy. But like most of them aren't. Most of them, respect. I mean,
And like
I guess Gilbert's a little like Gilbert does give strict guidelines, but
But
I don't
feel
mind
like
those.
I've learned.
I really
feel
don't
like
mind.
I don't think I'd write. It's actually helped me a
I
lot
feel like it's different for
within
writing. in a
screenwriting,
way,
just
yeah.
because I don't think I'm the best writer, but I write like considerably better than a couple people there.
Yeah.
Not to insult anyone, but like.
You know, that's not, by the, so.
I think it's mainly just the language barrier. I don't think they're idiots or
No,
anything.
no.
I just feel like.
Well, way to narrow it down, though. Exactly what you're talking about.
But,
Jesus
like-
Christ.
No, and even people who are like native to
Oh, yeah,
here
no,
are
yeah.
also pretty like.
I think she's referring to you.
Yeah, and no, but mainly I feel like I can write average, but like he really does help you like.
Yeah.
Not write screenwriting, not like write scripts, but more so think about what you're writing and think about, is this really
But also,
interesting?
and his
Like,
restrictions are more like, it's not do this, like, you
It's
have so
not-
much freedom
it's
still,
not to
right?
his liking, it's to like how people are
Right.
actually going to read your script.
Right.
Like he's trying to help,
Yeah.
because I've seen
It's
a lot of
yeah,
people.
he does it in a good way.
I've seen a lot of like self-proclaimed fucking screenwriters on
Yeah.
the internet who post their scripts, and I'm like, dude, this is absolute trash.
Yeah. I also feel like it's so hard, like, to, like, I write a screenplay most of the times, like, when I write it, I'm like, this isn't the best on paper, but, like, don't worry, like, when it comes to life, it's good, it's just, like, I always have a problem making it interesting to read. I always focus on this is going to be interesting to watch. I never focus on making the script itself interesting, which is kind of a problem, I think.
Yeah, even for me, it's hard to get my idea out of my head and onto my page so articulately that
I can
someone
have an
understands what I'm
entire
trying to
film
talk
in
about.
my head and not know a damn thing about how to write it. In
Yeah.
the script. Yeah, it, like,
Yeah.
absolutely.
No, I for my final one, I'm gonna have a little bit of trouble, just because
Mhm.
it's like.
Do you have any? I mean, like, not like, it's coming up quick. Like, you know, you got 2 classes left. Okay, I'm just
Right.
letting you know. I'm just
No
letting
pressure,
you know.
no pressure.
Just letting
I
you
mean,
know.
have you guys already finished it?
I mean, I'm doing mine Sunday, but like, I have a plan for it.
Yeah, I
I'm
finished
just
my
wondering.
I
if-
have a plan.
You do, okay, but do you have like
No, I'm
people and
not-
stuff? I mean, like, obviously, I'll help if you need me help, but
I
like,
was thinking of like asking you guys and maybe Gabe,
that's fine.
just
I
because
mean,
I
don't-
feel
can't
like.
speak for anybody else, but for me, it's fine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, tell me the date, and then I'll tell you if it's.
Yeah, well,
right.
that's the other thing. Is I have to know
um,
the date because I am seeing Star Wars on the 14th.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
I thought it came on the 15th.
I
It
feel like
does.
on a Monday or Tuesday, one of those 2 days would be. Are you
Yeah,
guys
Well,
that's
I
fine?
can do both days after lunch.
That's fine.
Tuesday, I just have class until 3. Monday, I'm completely free.
Monday sounds good.
So just let me know which Monday. The weekend coming after this one, I won't be. I'm going home, but I won't be back till Monday.
Yeah, you
but
missing my shoot.
but I know. I'm sorry. At least I didn't say I was gonna be there, and then last minute say, oh, I forgot. I have to go home.
Yeah, thanks for that. I'm not being sarcastic.
Are you shading someone?
No, what are you talking about? What? Why are you looking like that?
Wow, you're throwing shade at Jared now?
At who? Jared? Why am I throwing shade at Jared now?
Because you're like, at least I didn't say I could go and then say.
Okay, yeah, but like that.
I was
no,
throwing major shade at Jared.
no, I was not doing that.
Jared. No one.
Bro, I was just saying, like, literally, at least I didn't do that. I wasn't saying, oh,
I don't
Jared
condone
did this.
talk.
I was just like, no, at least, like, I didn't. I don't know. Stop criticizing me, right? Get out of here.
That's offensive. He's never gonna
I
talk
meant
to you
it
again.
that way. Oh, no, not
I meant it that way.
I meant to offend
oh,
you.
God.
Not, like,
No,
forget it.
you're going too far.
I'm going to hell.
But yeah, I think everyone in our class is pretty talented.
See, no, I hate when people say that. There's a lot of people
No,
in my class,
and
in our class,
very-
I think
but
suck.
they all-
And I'm just saying it. Like,
No,
there's a
I
lot
think-
of
Well,
people.
a lot
I think
of people
like
are
they're
talented,
just talented in
minus a
different
couple of
things. Like some
No.
people are amazing at cinematography. Some people are all well-rounded. Like I think Kevin, I think
Yeah, I love
he's
Kevin.
good at
Kevin's really
everything.
good.
And like I don't really talk to him. I've never spoken to him.
I've
don't
never said a
know
word to
what
him.
what he wants to do, but. I wish I could tell him, like, dude, you're on the right path. Like,
that one, he
you've done everything
single-handedly
really,
did everything for that chase
really
scene,
well.
and it was like one of the best in the class so far.
for sure.
I
No,
loved
I
it.
Which
really,
is Kevin's chase again?
I
The
admire him.
one where Eric was like, I don't know the stakes in the universe, and then I was like, it doesn't matter.
Oh, that apartment one.
Right, the one with like
yeah,
the guy
yeah,
and the knife and
Oh,
all
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, now we know that Kevin is the next president.
I really like him. Yifan is really good
Yeah,
at cinematography.
Yifan.
very.
Murphy is really good at editing.
Jesus, Murphy, like go work for a studio.
Like yeah, so like you said,
Because you're
there's a
putting
lot
us
of
to
people that are
shame
really
over
good
here.
in
Like I watched
their
that and
specific
I was like,
fields.
not being an editor anymore.
No, at the end, I was like,
I got your
I was like,
message.
oh, this is really good, but you didn't edit this, right? And at the end, they were like, who edited it? She's like, me. I was like, wow, really? It was you? I just didn't think
And
anybody
like
at this level
he
could
didn't
do
understand it. He thought it was more of like a trailer or music video, but
that.
she did put meaning into it because she put like these montages with like clocks and stuff, and it seemed like kind of like a chase of time. Like I
Yeah.
understood
Like,
the
you would
concept,
have
even
to
though it
wa-
wasn't like
yeah.
literal.
You would have to watch it a few times, I think, to get everything.
No,
and
I
that's
definitely
fine.
got it.
No, but not.
and,
I doubt you
it
got
was
everything. I
really
didn't get
good.
everything.
It was just really, really
But
good.
I feel
And,
like a lot of people will say that if they watch it once and didn't get
and
it
like
all,
some
that it's
people
bad. That's not
aren't
the
the
case.
strongest at certain things, but then they surprise you with something else.
There's still a few
And
people
like
that I
just
think are
watching like a couple of films that these people make, I'm just like, what the fuck am I doing?
Oh,
bad.
yeah.
See, I've never like.
Yeah, but at the
I've
same
never gotten
time,
that,
I want to be
actually.
like, I mean, I don't want to be like famous, but I do want to be like different things.
Yeah.
I want to have an image and also be able to communicate without just art. Like I do want to have like, I would love to have like a YouTube channel to just like tell people about my opinions and like,
Right.
I mean not like rant, but basically just like share with the
Just
community.
opinions.
I want like not a fan base because that's really egotistical, but like just someone
I wanna, like-
people to relate with
Yeah.
online and that would appreciate films because they have my same like mentality.
Well, I just want to have a voice, whether that's to like a group of 100
I mean,
people
technically
or a
you
million
do because
people.
I thought
No.
nobody watched your channel, but then there's this one guy who comments on all your videos and he's like, "I'm looking forward for like the struggles and whatever," and I'm
Yeah,
like,
I mean,
"Oh
like,
my god!" he
even
has
if
fans."
it's one guy that I can talk to,
And
then that's
exactly,
my job
'cause
is done.
on my YouTube channel, the one where I'm like, the one
Yeah, I'm
where
done. I made it.
the videos where I post like troll videos, I did a serious video around this time last year, and I titled it like Vlogmas question mark because I was really considering doing
Yeah.
Vlogmas, which I still am. I wish I could, but like I'm boring
Let's
and
do
my
it.
life
We'll all
isn't.
do it together.
I'm down, and we could like make a
Sure.
compilation Vlogmas.
Let's
yeah.
do it. It's December 1st. We have to start
We
today.
have to start today. All right, we'll vlog when we go to Barnes and Noble, but like,
Yeah.
oh,
You want to come to Barnes and Noble?
oh yeah,
But,
shoot, I forgot
Wait,
to ask.
we're getting lunch first.
That's fine, but like
Yeah.
after that,
Sure.
I'm sure. I mean, I assume that's fine.
But basically, how much battery do you have?
Oh, I have a lot.
Basically, I
Check, 'cause
need
I
my
already have,
charger
like-
back. That's what
No,
you're
no,
saying.
no. If you didn't have a lot, then I would be like, hey, just like, oh, ignore all the I have a shit ton of reminders.
Who are you telling? I'll say that. I don't even
No,
know who
because
that
I have
is.
really, I have weird reminders that people probably think I'm a weird person. Because I got a second piercing here, like this one,
Mhm.
and like,
Oh, I just realized.
yeah, like 7 months ago, really short time ago, technically for a piercing,
Yeah.
and like, you're supposed to sanitize it and clean it, but I'm already done with that phase. But I have a reminder that I titled "Clean My Ears," and people probably think that's super weird. And it reminds me every single day. It's like clean your ears, clean your ears.
But you don't
And
need to do it anymore?
no, so
Oh,
people
cancel it
probably
then.
think it's like I'm too lazy.
Do it right now.
No, and I'll tell you the reminders I get because they're really weird and people honestly. Let's do a reminder. Okay, I have ask mom for new shoes. That's a literal reminder.
Beg mom to like.
Yeah. But the second one is Virginia. Don't know what that means. I don't
Okay.
go to Virginia. I hate Virginia. Question mark. Then the third one is clean my ears with 3 exclamation points.
Okay.
The fourth one is go to no just kidding can. No, literally. Like
That's a reminder, not like a. Text.
I don't know why I wrote that. Go. It says go to no just kidding can.
Can.
Know what it means. I don't know why I wrote it. I'm really
It
confused.
sounds like like one of those
Wait.
like messages,
Wait.
right? Like when you lost your password.
Yeah,
Like, that
and
hints
then
that
my
only you know.
the fifth one is cardboard cutout of myself for Yoli. Why is that a
I
reminder?
assume that one's a joke.
No, I don't like. I don't
You
do
can't- I
this
mean,
to
how-
just laugh. I
but
think
how do
she
you-
wanted one because she really missed me. I was like, okay, I'll get you a cardboard cutout. of
Right, but
myself.
like you didn't write that like seriously think I'm gonna get this, right? How do you do
No,
that?
I am because she missed
Is that
me.
a thing that you can do?
I have a cardboard cutout of myself in my room. That's why it came up because I was like, I love myself.
How did you get that?
It's not like me now. It's like me as a kid.
But how it's still,
Next
how did you get
president.
that?
Yeah,
I want one.
No, my mom, my grandma got it for me for like
Ah.
my 5th birthday, and it's
Okay.
just my face, and I put it on my wall so I could look like a fucking narcissistic bitch. But okay, and then the 6th one is LMAO, Apple Music, Chop Chop. That's just like to remind me.
I think like you get bored and you want to have
No,
some
no,
fun
that's
with
to
yourself.
remind me that I'm gonna get charged for the subscription, so I make sure I have money in my account.
Chop
That one makes
Chop.
sense.
I would just write, don't forget the
And then I
subscription or
have
something.
ID pick, which is for when I had to take it for this.
Oh, so this is
school.
going way back now.
Yeah.
These stay on here a while.
Yeah, that's it. The rest
Oh,
of them
wow.
are just
Yeah,
like
that was
That's an
actual-
understatement.
But
by
yeah,
any
that's
means.
really weird. That's so
Is there
yeah,
a bird
that's
in here?
that's basic. I hope so.
I remember when there was a bird in Staples, and I was running around trying to catch it.
I can so imagine that.
So eventually I went up to the front. I was like, yo, guys, like, there's a bird. I was like, I need one of these granola bars. So I just took it, right? And then I opened it and I put it in a red tote. And I throw the tote in front of the bird. And I'm like, go for the granola, and I'll close it in and bring it outside. And it didn't go for the granola. And then my shift ended, so I left. And then the next day, or the next time I was there, I asked one of the guys, I was like, hey, so what happened with the bird? And then he was like, oh yeah, we killed it. And I still to this day, I can't tell if he was serious, because I never got confirmation that he wasn't, and he never said that he was joking. So they may have killed the bird. I don't know, I really don't.
I hope not.
So
Because the manager told me, I was like, hey, there's a bird, like, what do we do? He's like, well, you gotta either catch it or kill it. It has to be out by the time we close. And he was dead serious.
Jeez.
Because, like, it would mess
That
up the
is not
sensors.
vegan.
So you
But
are
then I was like,
a
if-
crime of animal cruelty.
Yeah, but I was like, but if even if you kill it, then it's gonna make a mess. Like, forget about animal cruelty. Like, that's its own thing. But like, it would like no one wants to go to a store where there's like bird guts on the floor. Like,
Yeah, no one wants. I don't think a lot of people probably wouldn't go because they think they're supporting a store that like.
so like, I don't know. I really
condones
still don't
killing
know what
animals.
happened to the bird. I should ask Kate. Why haven't I asked Kate yet? She works there. I'll ask her to ask somebody. Boom, done. Problem solved. I'll call her right now. Hang on, I'm gonna call her.
You should.
I'm gonna call her. I'm gonna call her right now.
All right, we get it.
No, wait, stop.
We're reading.
Just wait. I don't know. She like just got out of school, I think. I don't know if that works in my favor or not in terms of will she answer.
Probably. Usually people answer phone calls because they're like,
think
oh, it
she
must
has,
be an
like-
emergency.
I think she has like a minute left, actually, until she gets out officially. Yeah, she ain't answering. She would have answered by now. I'm gonna let it ring though.
Your call has been forwarded.
Well, I'll text her and I'll let
That
you know.
was a live rejection. I hope you guys got to document that. You know, I hope you guys saved the video to like make it a meme.
Man.
Wait, is the video live too?
This
It
isn't
used
live
to
right
be,
now.
but
then we got
someone
banned.
ruined it.
Ruined it.
Ruined. It's ruined.
Yeah, I guess we can go now. That way we can
Yeah, I
upload
think
this.
we had a really
Now listen, there might only be
entertaining
one
talk.
other show left of this, right?
And
For this semester at least.
Oh, that'd be so sad. The thing
Because-
is that, like, okay, sometimes it's a hassle to come,
It
but
is like
I
don't
feel
know.
like, you know what we should do? We should end this, and I'll talk about
No,
it later. Bye.
wait.
Stop.
I
Ladies and
wanted to talk
gentlemen.
about it off air.
This is Life Sucks and It's Okay.
Alright.
Ooh, those were some ASMR vibes right there. Yeah, okay. No.